Well, it's official. A few days ago, Life is Strange dropped this image on their Instagram and all their social media pages. Amazon MGM Studios has greenlit Life is Strange, based on the critically acclaimed best-selling video game straight to series from creator/showrunner Charlie Koval. Square Enix, Story Kitchen and Lucky Chap set as producers. I know I made a video like 2 months ago talking about the Life is Strange show, and it's not exactly brand new information. This has been known info for about 8 years now. There were rumblings about a TV show all the way back in, I think, 2016, 2017, talking about there being a Life is Strange adaptation, but nothing really went forward from there. However, this is pretty big news because now this just officially confirms everything and that it's been greenlit. So we should probably expect a season 1 of the show within the next year or two plus. And when you think about it, that's not really that long away. The show is going to be based on Max and Chloe and the events of the first game, and this has caused a little bit of an uproar in the Life is Strange community. A lot of people have been disagreeing with this, them being scared that Amazon, Lucky Chap, Square Enix and other studios involved are going to ruin the series. The most concerning thing about this entire situation is that no Don't Nod or Deck 9 or anyone is involved in this series that's worked on Life is Strange before, aside from Square Enix. And when you look at Square Enix's track record with the Life is Strange franchise, looking at Deck 9, looking at Don't Nod, and some of the controversies that have arisen thanks to Square Enix and their kind of piss poor decisions on a lot of things, it gives you a pretty good reason to worry about it. I spoke about Lucky Chap Entertainment in my previous video, and Lucky Chap Entertainment is actually a production company founded by Margot Robbie. They have produced quite a few films and television series, including Dollface, Birds of Prey, Maid, and most notably Barbie and Saltburn, which were all relatively successful films. I mean, Barbie and Saltburn are really the only ones on this list that I've actually seen, and Barbie and Saltburn, I quite enjoyed them. I don't know if that means I have an absolutely terrible taste in movies, maybe, but I didn't think they were god-awful films. And as of 2024, works produced by the company have received 25 Academy Award and 18 BAFTA nominations. So it's not awful, I guess. And Barbie actually won an Academy Award for the Best Original Song as well, so that's under Lucky Chap Entertainment, so they've got quite a few awards, nominations and accolades to their names, so that doesn't concern me as much, but it's Square Enix. I know that Square Enix is going to obviously be involved with the Life is Strange show because it's owned by Square Enix, but yeah, Square Enix, they worry me a little bit after some of the articles I've read and decisions they've made. But I have spoken about that in a previous video, actually most notably the Future of Life is Strange video that I posted over a year ago before Double Exposure was announced. In that video I go in a little bit more detail about some of the controversies that Square Enix have been pretty much responsible for in regards to the Life is Strange series and everything with Deck 9 and etc, etc. And Square Enix are a big reason as to why Don't Nod no longer develop any of the Life is Strange games. Don't Nod, by the way, are the original developer of Life is Strange. They created it. They developed Life is Strange 1 and 2. After that, everything's Deck 9's. Now, leading the series is Charlie Koval, and he was actually the lead producer for a TV show on Netflix called End of the Fucking World. Personally, I really enjoyed that show, and I thought it was a pretty well-produced and well-written show. So that is also a little bit more promising that someone who, again, has a pretty good accolade is also working on the show as well. Again, my only issue is literally just Square Enix and the fact that they are now going back to the original material again. Double Exposure was just very questionable in so many ways. They went back onto Max Caulfield, went back to that original character and retouched on her story and her 10 years later. And although I had no issues with Max as a character, I feel like her in Double Exposure, it wasn't awful. They still should have just left the original material alone, if you ask me. Now, the main concern about a Life is Strange TV show that a lot of people are really worried about is the fact that if you've not played Life is Strange, you will not know that it is a choice-based game. So your choice is morph the story. There are a few interactive TV shows on Netflix, and I'm not sure if they're still available on the UK Netflix, which is where I'm from, if you could not tell from the accent. But there is a possibility that the Life is Strange TV series could go down the interactive TV route. It would be a lot better, I think, in terms of the choice-making formula that the games have. It'd make a lot more sense. It's not also just the fact that Life is Strange has two very kind of different endings that really do change the trajectory of the entire story, and changes a lot for Max's character as well, based on which final choice you go with. A lot of it is to do with not just Chloe, but your relationship with other characters, the fate of other characters. I spoke about this in the last video I made, but for example, Kate, does she take her own life? Does she not? David, do you have a good relationship with David, or do you have a poor relationship with David? The same with Frank. Do you have a good relationship with Frank, or do you kill Frank? And the same with Chloe. Do you have a romantic relationship with Chloe? Is it just a friendship? And do you sacrifice her at the end, or do you not? And all of these things really do change the entire tone and theme of the story. So understandably, a lot of fans are concerned about the fact that there will then have to be a canon. And this is an argument that's been prevalent always in the Life is Strange community about which ending is canon. Just to clear the air here, I have always sacrificed Arcadia Bay. I've always gone for Bay over Bay, but I don't think that the sacrifice Chloe ending is any less valid. I think it's appropriate that everyone has their own headcanons and that we respect that. And unfortunately, there is a lot of arguments in the Life is Strange community where nobody respects each other's headcanons. And this is why there's always such a fight and argument over this topic. And I think a TV show is just going to make that 10 times worse. My personal take on it, I'm not excited, but I'm not excited. I'm just being cautious. I feel like I was a little bit too optimistic about Life is Strange Double Exposure, and that just ended in so much disappointment for me. After what happened with Double Exposure, again, I've just not allowed myself to get too excited for media, especially when it's Life is Strange related, because there's always a very good chance after that they're gonna cock it up really bad. And I feel like the timing of this is just kind of poor as well. It's kind of giving, well, a new game didn't really work out, so we're gonna go back to the original material that a lot of people loved and now play around with that. And that's scary. The original game, the first Life is Strange, means so much to so many people. So I am really concerned about that. They're messing with that story, and it's going to bring new people in, which is great. I like to see Life is Strange getting the exposure it deserves. It's a fantastic game, it's a fantastic series, albeit Double Exposure maybe not quite falling into that fantastic category. But it will be exciting to see it get the limelight that it deserves. And a lot of people are very protective about the game, saying that they don't want their game getting that kind of exposure because people will play the game and be like, well, in the TV show, but when really the game is the original material. So I do understand that as well, why people are feeling protective over the game in that sense. But yeah, it's been a crazy 2 days in the Life is Strange community since this has been announced, and I've been wanting to film this video ever since the announcement, just a follow-up video to my last video, which was me talking about the TV show. Another thing I said in my last video as well is that I guess now is a pretty good time for an adaptation of Life is Strange. Video game adaptations have been very popular the last 4 or 5 years. We've had The Last of Us show, we've had Arcane, and Fallout, which has also been an extremely successful show, and all 3 of those shows have won awards, been nominated for awards, have been well received by people who enjoy the games and people who have never played the games. So I do understand the business side of them making this decision to make Life is Strange a TV show. It brings more people in, it brings people into playing the games. I'm just worried about these producers and these writers messing with the original material when they have not previously worked on Life is Strange. Aside from Square Enix, of course. That's pretty much all I've got to say in this video. Sorry that it's a little bit of a rambly mess. I didn't want to script it too much. I do want to seem as authentic as possible when talking about this topic, and I think you can tell in my expression that I'm not overly hyped or excited for it. I'm just like, okay, cool. For me, it is a we'll just see. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this Life is Strange adaptation / TV show, whether you think this is a good decision, whether you're excited, whether you're not. I do read all the comments I get, so I really do appreciate your guys' feedback. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye and take care.